when you build something on lies and no ethics and no responsibility, there's accountability. George Santos has no business serving in Congress.
He is a stain on the House of Representatives. He's a stain on the 3rd Congressional District.
Mr. Santos, haven't you done enough harm?
Those are Republicans, not Democrats. Republicans from Nassau County in Long Island, New York, calling on their freshman Congressman George Santos, who represents that county, to resign immediately. Santos, who's been caught fabricating lots of parts of his resume, is now facing multiple investigations, mounting scrutiny, particularly on his campaign finances. But today he was mostly all smiles on Steve Bannon's podcast, which was guest hosted by none other than Matt Gaetz, and said he's not going anywhere.
I was elected by 142,000 people. Until those same 142,000 people tell me they don't want me, we'll find out in 2 years. I'm going to outwork any of the pundits and talking heads that are out there saying that I should resign, that I'm unfit for office.
To be clear, it's not just pundits. It's not even just the Republican leadership in Nassau County. It's also all 6 of the other freshman Republican congressmen from New York State, all of whom have now said George Santos cannot fulfill his duties in Congress, with 5 of them outright calling for his resignation. One of them, Republican Congressman Brandon Williams, who represents the 22nd District in New York, joins me now. First of all, congratulations, Congressman, on your election. I'm sure it's very exciting to be in Congress. You got to see history up close last week.
Well, Chris, we made history. I don't think we meant to, but we did. And I've never been in politics before, so it is a real honor to be there.
Why do you think George Santos should resign?
Well, my background's a little different. I was an officer in the nuclear Navy. In fact, I'm the first nuclear submarine veteran to serve in Congress in 50 years. And as you might imagine, in that environment, under a lot of pressure, the standards for being direct and truthful are quite different. And, honestly, George really hasn't lived up to that standard. He won New York 3 by 8 points, which I thought was a remarkable achievement. He conveyed a message that really, moved the constituents there, but he did it with a false envelope around him and the history of his background and his story. And I do think that disqualifies him. I think he should return to private life, confront and deal with the issues that are mounting, and let the people of NY3 elect someone else and move on.
I'm not going to get off air and Google and find out you weren't actually on a nuclear sub, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is, can neither confirm nor
imagine?
deny. So.
Can you imagine? By the way, Jimmy Carter, also nuclear submarine in the Navy. Let me make the argument that I think Kevin McCarthy's making, right? Which is that, look, it's for the voters to decide. It's sort of a no backsies situation. Whatever it takes to win elected office, there's another election in 2 years.
Well, I tell you, Kevin's, his challenge is how do you pull together this very diverse thought, free-thinking coalition of Republicans and lead them in a thin majority. And, where every vote counts. So how much time he's spending on George Santos, I'm not really sure. I think we've kept him pretty busy.
Well, let me ask you this. I have to say, I've been surprised to see the Nassau County Republicans coming out, you and Mike Lawler and D'Esposito and the sort of freshman class coming out so strongly. Is this like are you concerned about the politics here? Are you concerned about associated with him? Are you concerned about the branding for this New York freshman class, which is probably the biggest in the country?
Well, Chris, New York. I'm in upstate New York. I'm not responsible for anything south of Yonkers. So come on,
okay.
But the reality is that, LaLota, D'Esposito, Garbarino, Nicole, they all share a media market. Even Mike Lawler, they share a common media market.
Right.
And every minute with George Santos on in this story really drowns out their ability to convey what's actually happening in Congress. And so, I look at it through that lens. You're a media expert. I'm not. But I think that's really a lot of what's driving this is that sucking all the air out of the room in the major media market does not help, frankly, the New York delegation that won the majority for the Republicans.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the New York Major delegation had a pretty laser-focused message. I think Zeldin at the top of the ticket helps you quite a bit. I think the New York media market and its messaging on crime helped you quite a bit. I am curious, as someone who is in a district that's a close district, you won narrowly. I think Biden carried the district, or if not, it's very close. If it helps you to have votes on things like abolishing the IRS and slapping everyone with a 25% sales tax, which would amount to an enormous tax cut for billionaires and probably increase taxes for most middle-class folks, is that the kind of thing you went to Congress to do? And does voting yes on that help you at home?
Well, listen, my district is Biden +7. It's one of the 5 most competitive races in the nation. I ran as a classical conservative. And so I believe the challenges that we face need classical conservative Ronald Reagan Republican solutions. And that's the message that I ran on. If you look at the numbers for the IRS, the real needs of the IRS, they do most of their audits electronically. And so it's just natural that the number of people in the IRS, have gone down over time. To hire 87,000 when we're not even, frankly, defending our southern border, that's just not what we need to do. I don't think it's the right message. And I think a lot of the analysis says that the bulk of the revenue is going to be drawn from people under $200,000 a year. In New York State, that really targets a big part of the middle class.
Oh, they've definitely been auditing.
I don't think that's what Americans need right now.
Yeah, they've definitely been auditing the poorest folks actually the most and stopped auditing the richest folks, which is one of the great ironies. I just wanted to clarify. I meant the legislation that one of your Republican colleagues has introduced to abolish the IRS entirely, which may get a floor vote soon. You don't think that's a good idea?
I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, that seems like showmanship to me. That doesn't seem like good policy to me.
Congressman, I got to say, you and your colleagues in this New York delegation have, I think, one of the most interesting 2 years ahead of you in this House Republican caucus, representing Biden districts that are Biden +7, Biden +8. You and George Santos and Lawler and LaLota and Esposito. So come back anytime. We want to keep talking to you as this unfolds. I appreciate it.
Chris, you should go to dinner with us. It's like the family Thanksgiving that you fear. And it's just an incredible amount of fun. All these New Yorkers in one place, upstate versus downstate. It's a lot of fun.
I will say the accents alone at yesterday's press conference were making me very happy. So I will take you on that. Thank you, Congressman.
Great. Thank you.